What's up, African Ancestry online community? Today is February 21st, which means it's officially the African Ancestry birthday. So please, if you are in our family, African Ancestry online community, African Ancestry family members, African Ancestry fans, join us. We're about to get started. For the people who are in the African Ancestry online community, you know what we're about to do. Get your flags, get your hearts, that red, that green, that the red, green, black, and also the dancing lady in the red with the color of skin of your choice. We're about to get started. We're going to celebrate for just a few minutes and commemorate African Ancestry's 18th birthday. Gina, cue the music.
I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Bioko Island,
Hey, let me see those flags.
Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya, let it all hang out.
Where my flags?
Card people out, the artistic, so gifted, African ancestry gets it. Yes, they black owned for the people.
Hey,
In the
Avanti.
roots, they will find your sequel. Genetic
Everybody's
test in the
here.
process, peaceful.
Darlena.
Unite, multiply with your equal.
Dana,
Scientists, research
Joseph,
it. Invest in that time, you're worth it. Experience
Elizabeth,
so
Della,
perfect. Get on the right path
Nadine,
to your
Kamar,
purpose. No other
Kim,
in the industry
Rashida.
like this. Find your link to a tribe, precise.
What's up, everybody?
Mende people, Mendenga, Balanta, the house. I wanna know ya, Cameroon,
Mary's here.
Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Bioko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya, AfricanAncestry.com. The pioneers in genetic tracing for black people. Since 2003, doing what no other in the industry can do.
Everybody's
By tracing
here,
your
Todd.
DNA
They
to the
are
present day
here.
African country,
Flechette,
ethnic group,
Mary,
or tribe.
TL,
What better time than now to
Yama's
find out
here.
where you came
Your
from?
Carmen.
Order your
Coda
kit
in the
today.
house. Hey, everybody.
Uh-oh. I see Papa P is here.
Ah, shucks. The proud parents in the house.
Gina Page. Happy anniversary.
Oh, why, thank you, Ty.
18 years of African ancestry, uncovering people's identity. Oh, I'm excited. I am excited because African ancestry is 18, which means African ancestry is an adult. It's a grown adult. A grown adult. And so I want to set the tone for today. Guys, it is a momentous occasion. Number one, because African Ancestry is a black owned, black run business that has been in existence for 18 years. That's number one. Number two, African Ancestry has affected the lives of over 750,000 people on the planet. And it is led by a black woman. Our science is led by a black man. It doesn't get any better. So we had to take a moment, to take a second to thank these people for their work. So today, I don't work for African Ancestry. I'm a fangirl today.
Oh, my goodness.
I am a fangirl today because if just like my folks in the AALC, you all know we get together, we love up on each other. So today, Miss Page, Dr. Page, we want to give you your flowers.
This is a
This is a flower bomb.
clubhouse flower bomb.
Yes, this is a clubhouse or Facebook Flower Bomb. We want to give you your flowers, and we want to give you a chance to talk to people, tell them how African Ancestry got started, and commemorate for just a few seconds, guys. We're not going to be here all day, but today is the actual founding day of African Ancestry. African Ancestry became a business on February 21st, 18 years ago. And if the story is correct, it was in the backyard of
No,
Dr.
that is
Page.
not the correct.
That's not correct?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna let you tell the story.
Well, yeah, I don't even really remember that story, to be honest. But I think that maybe that's where the idea germinated. But the company actually started on the 21st of February. So that backyard story was before the company started. That's what I'll say. So the backyard story, whatever it is true. It's just not the actual official date.
So, because Laura is so good, tell us the story of how African Ancestry was founded.
Me?
You.
I don't remember this. I've had too many. Really, I was introduced. So Rick Kittles had this technology. He had the research. He had the database, and he had the ability to tell Black people where in Africa they come from. And he wanted to commercialize the research, but is a researcher and not a business person. And so we have a mutual colleague at Howard University who knew that he wanted to commercialize his research and introduced us. And so, as Rick would say, we have, we share similar values. We share similar perspective on the community. We shared a similar African level of African consciousness. And so it just made sense to partner and bring the company to the world. But really, Ty, it was the community that created the company, because when the community found out it was possible, it was the classic case of supply and demand. They demanded that he make it into a company, basically. Because I don't know that he intended for it to necessarily be a company at first. We need him on here.
We do need him. Look, ring him in.
We'll
But
see.
Gina, tell us about those beginning days, right? Because if I listen to your parents, you were you start off very very humble beginnings. Is that correct?
What did they say? Tell me what they said.
I believe African Ancestry in its early days was in the basement of the Page's home. Is that correct?
Right. So yeah, I mean, I guess. So when we first started, I lived in New York.
Okay.
And Rick lived in DC, and my mother, who is an owner of the company as well, she was in DC. And so I would do all the marketing and everything from DC. And when people would send their swabs back to us, from New York, and when people would send their swabs back to us, she would collect them, and then Rick would pick them up. And so that's really how it started. But yeah, it was really basic, very basic, 3-person operation. And now today we have about 10 or 11 people who work with us officially in the as employees or independent contractors. And then we have about 6 or 7 partners that help us with with various aspects of the business.
Right.
So we've definitely grown.
So Gina, over time, I know that as the community learned about African Ancestry services, they really asked for you all to make it public and make it something that they could find out for themselves. And I know in order to get the word out in a major way, sometimes you need to use some celebrity alignment, I like to say, a celebrity alignment to really elevate or amplify what's going on. And so, can you tell us who the official first celebrity reveal was?
Yeah, so influencers before they were influencers, right? Before there were influencers. We didn't
Yes.
call them influencers in 2000, whenever that was, 2005, I think it was, LeVar Burton. So the media was calling us the 21st century roots.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were like, well, if we're the 21st century roots, then shouldn't Kunta Kinte know where he's from? And so
Mm-hmm.
we just cold reached out to LeVar Burton and asked him if he'd take the test, and he did. And so that we were really excited about that. That just conceptually, it brings it full circle.
Yes.
That's
Who
how,
better than Kunta Kinte?
right.
Because he was made to, he one of the things you say in your presentation is you show that clip of Kunta Kinte retaining his name. He refused to be called Toby. He wanted to retain his identity. And so, I've sat through many of your, again, I'm a fangirl today, so I've sat through many of your presentations, and I've seen you give so much context to why someone finding their identity has been important. So here's a question I have for you. Question number
I thought this
one.
was impromptu. You came with
It is impromptu, but fangirls got questions. Fangirls have questions. So I would like to know your top 3 moments, not top 3 reveals, not anything. I don't want to know anything dealing with the celebrity, because we have gone over those. We know Chadwick, we know many things that you have done, but personal Gina Page moments that have meant the world to you. I would like to know your top 3.
um, hmm. Well, so one memorable one was, we partnered for many years with the Pan African Film Festival
Mm-hmm.
in LA, and I think I just was doing a internet search or something. I was not really familiar with PAF, PAFF, PAF.
Mm-hmm.
I just decided to cold call them,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't really know anything about it. I just knew they had a night of tribute, and so I thought, why not just see if this was a good fit? And so that was my first time really trying to sell African ancestry into something that we'd never done before.
Mm-hmm.
And it was well received by Babu. I don't know his first name. I think it's Ayuko Babu,
Mm-hmm.
who's the
Mm-hmm.
founder of the Pan African Film Festival. And so that was the first year Rick and I went, and we revealed the ancestries of Congresswoman Diane Watson,
Mm-hmm.
the actress Vanessa Williams, not the Miss America Vanessa
The
Williams,
soul food Vanessa Williams.
Vanessa
Yes.
Williams, and then Isaiah Washington. We also, and we got the craziest clip from him losing his mind when he got his results.
Yes.
One, I would have to say another one would be traveling to Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Aveline Ava, who founded an organization called Arc Jammers, and her organization is a group of musicians and music lovers who are African primarily, to do random acts of kindness in reconnecting Africans in the diaspora with Africans on the continent. And so we were introduced, and she came up with this Ancestry Reconnection project, where we ultimately took 54 people to Cameroon.
Yes.
All they had to do was get their plane ticket. All they had to pay for was their plane fare. And then we were guests of the Arc Jammers and the government of Cameroon for 10 days all across the country, meeting different ethnic groups, having a whole bunch of experiences. And that's where Americans were born, Ty. Everybody
Yes.
came to Dulles Airport as African Americans. Yeah, somebody said New Jack City, Vanessa.
Right.
That's a good one. T.L. Muhammad said, "Get Tabitha Brown. She's blowing up now."
She is.
Okay, and so then when we landed in Cameroon, they came off the plane calling themselves Cameroonian Americans. So they had
Right.
a new identity upon touching ground. And then after a couple days in the country, they were Camericans. They had shortened it to Camericans, and that has stuck. So the Cameroonian community talks about people who've taken our test as Camericans. So that's one. That's two. And then, gosh, what would three be? Hot seat question. I guess three to me kind of brings the whole thing full circle, because one of the things that people want to do when they get the test results is travel. But even before anyone knew that, before we existed, people wanted to go to Africa and repatriate and get citizenship.
Yes, yes.
And so now the country of Sierra Leone gives citizenship to people who have taken our test. And so that really, I think, closes the loop on reconnection. It doesn't get it. You can't get any more reconnected than going home and literally having citizenship. So those are three. There are a lot, though. I don't know if those are the top three, but they certainly are at the top.
Well, I put you on the spot with those, but I definitely, I think I pledged African ancestry in 2013. I believe I'm the number 9 on the line. I'm the number 9 on the line. And so I remember when I first met you. I first met you when I was working at Step Africa. And you came through there and I was like, oh my goodness, this lady is so cool. I need to know her. Right? Which is, many people tell this story, and you never like to hear how much of a rock star you are. But I said, not only did I say I need to know her, I said, I'm going to work with this company one day. Right? And so I made it my business to stay in touch with you. I was like, she's not going to not know me. I'm gonna make sure she knows me. So I made sure during my time at Step Africa that I would contact you. When I was at the Atlas, I would contact you because I just wanted to know how you were doing, how's everything going. And later,
meet at Busboys and Poets.
We would meet at Busboys and Poets and have dinner. And do you remember what I told you my first 90 days in? I said, I ain't going nowhere until you kick me out. And I'm still here, right?
That's a lot. 8 years. That's a long
8 years. And I have seen, I think, we've told you we're very protective over you in the office because we see how hard you work. We see how, you just take this thing up on your shoulders and you move it through, and it makes us want to do the work. First of all, it is an honor to do this work every day. I tell the AAOC this all the time. It is an honor to serve them, even when they tap dancing on my nerves. It is an honor to serve them. And I feel like the ancestors have a special place for you because of the work that you and Rick do, because of the reconnection that you have allowed people to do. And so, it is not a small undertaking. And I even see the swell of pride that your friends have, especially your parents. Your parents are extremely proud, and they don't even, they don't go around with the S on their chest, but you can tell that they are extremely proud that their daughter is the Gina Page. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
my,
I've heard, you know, you know how people go, you are the Gina Page, right?
listen.
So
But so what's funny is in DC, I'm Jerome Page's daughter.
yes, you
So,
are.
I think it just depends on the context and the place. But Ty, I have to cut you off because I don't want anybody to think. I mean, yeah, there were some times where I was carrying African ancestry on my back. Don't get it. I'm not going to shy away from that. But there's absolutely no way humanly possible that we would be here 18 years later. We would not be celebrating 18, 17, 16, 15, any of those numbers, quite honestly, if it wasn't for a whole team of people. At first,
True.
it was my mother and Rick.
Yes.
And really, she's the one who held it down because Rick wasn't going to the post office. He wasn't going to go pick up no mail and all that. And and being in the office, and then we've had people like Moses Sani and
Yes.
Richard Lockley, may he rest in peace. And then we went through a time where we had Rodney and Tanisha, the other little Tanisha, and and then Simone. Hey, so that was perfect timing, actually. So then people, we have. I'm trying to think now.
Tanisha
Who
Berkshire,
else?
and there's so
Yeah,
many.
Tanisha Burford. And even before that, like other people, like my cousin Cindy, Dr. Cynthia Winston, and the people who are on our advisory board, Larry Morris and Barbara Page and Mark Thompson, Matsumoto Matsumo, and McKeever, and Shirley Neal, and Isaiah Washington, who likes to flaunt that title, advisory board member. But then, moving up in the years, then we start getting some real heavy hitters with and I forgot Kelly. Kelly was probably the next one. Kelly Bowman.
Yes.
After Richard and when Rodney was there was Kelly. So Kelly's been holding it down the longest so
Yes.
far after me and my mother and Rick. And then we got Simone.
Yes.
Simone joined us. Then Tammy joined us.
Yes.
Then and then we had people along the way like Wendy Cherry and
Yes.
Angu Jakam and Sandy Williams.
And Michaela Nicholson.
Nicholson. So, and then most recently, we've gotten Tasia and Karen and Akila.
Both Tasias.
Oh, that's right. Both Tasias.
Yes.
And we've had babies. We've had Bo. We've had Isaiah. We've had Maple. We've had Grayson. We've had, I think there's one more baby. Somebody else had a baby. But we've had, and Tasia's baby, Rhea.
Yes, Rhea.
So there have been a lot of people who have contributed to this, not to mention all the people who are in the comments.
Oh, the African ancestry family is unmatched.
Yes.
Unmatched.
Crazy in the face. But anyway, speaking of Simone, here's Simone Jones, who is responsible for everybody getting their results.
Woo!
Touches every single person's results. God bless her.
Bless her.
Yeah, don't beat me up.
I know we maybe should have kept your face hidden, and nobody would know. So Simone, what has been your most memorable African ancestry moment so far, or one of them?
You know what? Actually, getting my results revealed in one of like the earlier iterations of Facebook Live, and it was on my favorite uncle's birthday, who is like a family historian, and he watched it. Really, really, really excited. So he's still to this day. So just being able to know what the experience was like outside of just working with the team, but experiencing the anticipation of figuring out where you're from and then seeing how it impacts the rest of the family. So that's probably been that, and having a baby. She's sitting right here. So.
You can hear her. Shout out to
I know. Hey, Bo.
Bo's in the house. But Simone's path to African ancestry, she was destined to be here because I remember Simone's from Birmingham, by the way. She represents Alabama big time.
Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
I was friendly with a woman. I won't say her name. I won't put her on blast. She didn't agree to be put on blast. But when I was talking to her about my frustrations and how I needed some help, and she's like, well, I know somebody. And she sent me Simone's resume. But while I needed some help, I was in no position to figure out how to bring anybody on or, really understand what job description I needed and responsibilities. I just knew I needed some help. She's like, oh, she would be so good. And I was like, yeah, she probably would. Okay. I never did anything. And then when we officially, was it 2 years later? It was probably 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think? You saw a job description.
Yeah. It didn't list African Ancestry as the company. Blind, I guess, like a blind post. And when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, I know it's African Ancestry. And I did. And I think I got a call in like within the week, which was pretty fast. And it was very serendipitous because I was transitioning from doing temporary work on the regular. And so I was kind of in the mix looking for a job. Like there was another offer on the table that would have been nice on paper for where I was, but my gut, it's not going to be what you need. You're not going to get to grow. It would just be so, you and I talked about trying to use both sides of my brain in the interview. And I remember I was like sneaking around because I was at work. So I was trying to like maneuver around my lunch, all of that.
And then another thing is we're real casual. We are very, very casual. Simone came in a nice jacket. And I was like, take your jacket off. And she's like, I don't think you really want me to take my jacket off. And I was like, I don't care. And she took her. So there's just all sorts of things. And now I can't even imagine what it would be like if you weren't here. There have been days when I'm being like, Simone, please don't leave. Please don't leave. And then when she went on maternity leave, I was like, oh my God. What if she decides not to come back? What are we gonna do? So no, I'm everything. You're a great example. Your presence at African Ancestry is a great example of how things happen how they're supposed to.
Yeah, I feel like that. I always thought that was funny that you were like, please make sure you come back. And I was not going anywhere else. There's nowhere else for me to be.
Right.
It's been the best experience. I know didn't ask me to get into all of this, but I knew it was a special place when you and I did like the final interview, and it was right before Thanksgiving or some holiday like that. And I said something like, well, I need to be off for Thanksgiving, or I plan to be off. And you were like, okay. You were like, all right. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's not one of those places. Cause I was accustomed from environments where you could have your vacation time and get permission to use it. And I never felt like, and because of that, I always felt like I had to choose between work and my family. So everybody, I don't know if everybody knows this, but I got a bunch of children. So
we have a team over there.
Yeah, I have 4 kids now. But at the time I had 3 and they were much younger. So they needed a little bit more attention, a little bit more supervision. So it would get tough with the schedule. And this was the first place where I didn't feel like I could make that decision. Most important thing. And if I said I needed to run and take care of an errand or go do something for one of the boys, it was never an issue.
We wanted you to bring them. Like we were like, bring them here. Exactly. I loved when they came to the office. They probably didn't love it, but I loved it.
Them babies.
Go and sit and play video games on their own, undisturbed. And Mala would get Kelly to print out his paper so he could color.
Oh yeah,
yes.
And your dad gave them Chinese New Year lantern things that
Mhm.
gave them that they made in their room. So they enjoyed it. They definitely enjoyed it. And now, Bo's here. I experienced my entire pregnancy with Bo at African Ancestry.
Mhm.
And everyone was just waiting for her to get here. That was nice. It was nice to know
Yeah.
that she was going to have a welcome. And again, I wasn't going to have to make a choice. So, yeah, that's it.
We've often talked about how African Ancestry will probably be the blackest place we have ever worked. We don't have to code switch. We don't have to do nothing but be black.
And I say with confidence, I don't code switch at all. I've forgotten how to do it.
I don't know how to code switch no more. I'm just like, I'm black every day.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
sometimes
We do kind of have to code switch though when we talk to customers. Because sometimes there's just things we can't say. So we do it. We
Yes,
do a
we
little
do.
code switching, but
we
it's
do.
still within black folks. It's
Yeah.
not.
So
We do code switching within limits because we have, you have black limits, and sometimes they hit that limit, and we like, okay, so this was gonna happen. So yeah, I definitely. Gina, you are getting so many beautiful comments here. I want to give a shout out to some other people that we didn't mention, but
Who did I
are
forget?
Dr. Stanley Hooker,
Oh my God, Stanley. Yes.
Dr. Jabril. Is it Jabril? Dr.
Mhm.
Jabril Johnson. Um, did we say something about Kofi?
No, we didn't even talk about that. Our extended family, Kofi.
Okay, like Kofi, Christine, Nicole, Kai.
Doug,
Oh, that's my
Nelson.
girl right there. Hey, Bo. It's just I think, it's such a beautiful family that are all focused
Abner. We
on
have Abner
the
now.
best.
We have a
Oh
new
yeah,
Abner.
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 I know you said Akila, we said Tasia, we said Karen. Just want to make sure. Oh, our safety director and all kinds of things, Dr. Page. Just so much, and really, really, really to the African Ancestry family. We can't say enough about you. So many of you that defend us or amplify the brand, and it is important to me that you are seen. It's important to the African Ancestry staff that you are acknowledged and told that you are seen for the things that you do. I don't want to start to begin to list names because there's too many of you, and I don't want to forget anybody, so I will not even start that.
But the thing is that we almost don't even need social media moderators, because
True.
African Ancestry family
Moderate.
before we even can say something, there'll be
Moderate.
who are teaching folks, no, you're wrong. No, you took the wrong test. No, that's not what they do. All of that. So we definitely do have the best family members.
We do. Don't get out of line now. They're gonna tell you a few things. So I just I'm thankful. I can't say enough. I can't say enough. But Gina, I wanna
Oh my God, wait. There's also Diallo. I forgot about
Oh
Diallo.
God, yes, Diallo.
One of earlier, Simone, Ty asked me about what were the top 3 moments of my African Ancestry experience. And I did not include this one, but it's up there, which is in 2 years, I went to Ghana like 7 times.
Yes.
I had never been, hadn't even thought about going to Ghana. And in 2 years, I went 7 times. And that's because of Diallo Sumbri. So our partnership with the Adinkra Group really has helped to expand African Ancestry's presence in Africa.
Yeah.
And so we cannot go one more minute without acknowledging that we did the largest reveal on the continent ever with the NAACP in 2019 where I revealed the ancestries of about 80 people at Cape Coast Castle Dungeon. And that should be up there at the top of the list. So yeah, we could be on here all night talking about
you got to take
memories
with you.
What did you say?
You got to take your beloved go-go with you to
yeah. You revealed ancestries of Backyard Band. Shout out to them, Big G and all of them. Yeah, we've been able to do a lot, and I think it's important. You're right, Ty. It's important to share these experiences because you don't get this with other companies. You can find your fifth and sixth cousin. You can find a sibling that you didn't know exists, even if that's not what you were looking for. You can find that you are some percent African, and you can talk to other people who've taken those tests. But this is the only place where the president, the co-founder, the CSO, everybody really is coming online and talking, bringing other Black people who are doing big things in the community, and mostly in the African ancestry family, into the conversation, and giving you that level of specificity. That's another top memorable moment, right? When the first time we saw a company like Ancestry.com do an ad where they were telling somebody Black where they were from in Africa.
Right.
That right there is a memorable moment. Or to have Skip Gates go on television or in the news and disparage us when he based his first 2 or 3 specials on our work.
You better pull your receipts.
So memorable when I was thinking of all the positive things, but we got some memorable hateration in the world too, and it just puts it in perspective that everybody's not for us.
Look, hateration, holleration in this dancery. You hear me? But you know what? We rise above that. And we educate. That's one of the things. One of the things that you will find about African ancestry is we spend time to educate you. If you do not know what you are doing and you call this office, we educate you. In the African Ancestry online community, we educate you. We educate you so much that other people in the community can educate you. So, don't get me started on the hateration, holleration out in these streets, but that's also a sign that you're doing great things.
Yeah. Well, and that's why we exist. There's so much misinformation and disinformation and no information. All of that is what fuels the negativity, and that's why we exist. So we, if everybody understood, then we wouldn't even have to.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? Another, I'm going to bring it back to the positive.
Yes.
One of my top 3 moments is being able to, for all intents and purposes, bring African ancestry to Birmingham. Into I grew up in and have felt in service of, and then to be at a presentation with Gina and see
not today, Sean.
Like my audience excited, and then for Gina to present to a college student, that's an important stage. And I think the young woman Kayla, I think her name was Kayla or something, she was in tears. She was so excited. And I remember what it was like being 18, 19, 20, being exposed to African art history and just African history. I had made a difference. So think about a young person being clear about their...
Love you. If you're in the online community, hit me up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Who are you talking to, Ty?
Sean Lang.
Okay.
I'm having a side conversation.
Right.
But Simone, I feel like I felt like I was with the deputy mayor of Birmingham. You know everybody.
Oh yeah.
We went to the television station. She knew people in television station. We're in the restaurant. She know people in the restaurant.
Hey, a try.
Yeah, no, it's great. And even now, it extends beyond me. So I don't always have to be the one. So Ty, you're representing for African ancestry. Simone's on podcast for African ancestry. And so that's another exciting aspect of our growth is every other people feeling comfortable stepping up and helping to spread the word.
Your father started that. You remember,
Yeah.
Simone, you remember when Dr. P was like, so who's going to do the presentation? It was like, not me.
You know what? Your father, the last moment I'm going to say this will round out the top 3 is being able to reveal John Carlos's results to him. And your dad giving me the pep talk. He has this way of nudging you into being great.
Yes. Yes.
And he got it. You can handle it.
Yeah.
It's so matter of fact to where I couldn't push back, and it ended up being one of the probably top 10 moments in my entire life because I think I told you this, that at the time we had our bookstore, we would sell t-shirts, and the very first t-shirt we sold was a shirt with the image of the 68 Olympics. And I got to tell him that. And he was so nice and so gracious. And then at the same event, I met CT Vivian, and he was so nice. So yeah, those are my top 3. But African ancestry has a reach. It's not just changing people's lives with the results, but people who are a part of the team, I think, are changed. Even if they're changed for the positive.
Yeah. That's good to know, Simone. Thank you for sharing that. And I feel like, and I think I've said this, I don't know who I've said it to, but I think when you work with us in any capacity, it ends up being a win-win. All the way around, whether your business works with us or whether an independent contractor works with us or even the people, who work with us every day. There's something that happens in the process of your personal African ancestry experience that is a win for you and can be expanded. Ty, you've been doing so many different things because of your African ancestry experience, your knowledge, the knowledge you've gained and all of that. So we see that, even our design agency, Shared Vision, which is run by a very close, dear, lifelong friend of mine, we were their first client. So it's just, and then to see where they are today and to be reminded that we were the first one, really just, it gives all of this even more meaning. It's not just about people getting their test results. And that's, really what makes us stand apart from everyone else in the market.
And I wanna say that is a part of what makes African ancestry special to me. One, in order to provide good service to the customer, I had to learn a lot about Africa in a very short amount of time. And so it was important to me to have some consciousness of Africa in the infrastructure of how people groups were. And so it made sense to me. And if I wasn't with African ancestry, I wouldn't have been put in a position to do that. Also, my love of Africa has gone up like 250,000% because of African ancestry. So much so that, now I want Black people to be able to run off countries in Africa. You guys know in Atlanta, I started that however old you are is however many African countries you need to be able to name me.
Wow.
I bought African flags, all of those things because of African ancestry. Me wanting to know not only it started out me wanting to know as much as I could for the customer, but then the journey of information for myself and understanding the rituals. So much so I'm applying to grad school so I can become somewhat of a content expert. So, African ancestry not only has direct effects, it has residual effects.
Wow. Yeah, and then I would also add that I was late to the party with this one because I walked in and I told y'all this one day, and everybody was like, "Duh." But it took me. I don't even know when this. Simone, what year did you start?
The end of 2016.
So it was before we moved offices, so it must have been in 2017 then, because we moved offices at the end of 2017. I walked in and it struck me that we got to everybody who came to work, because we were all women in the office, no men in the office at this time. Everyone who came to work got to come to work and see somebody who looked like them, who could wear what they wanted, could talk how they wanted to talk, could bring their experiences to the table without explanation. And I thought, wow, how many places in the world can you do this? So I walked in all amazed and all like, you are. And everybody looked at me like, yeah.
Not only that, Gina, people didn't know, like, the office is highly spiritual, right? It's a spiritual experience in the African ancestry office because the energy, the connectivity, the there's certain times when we were in the offices that if something was going down, we would click in, like we would just click in together and be like, all right, we gotta do this, that, and the other. And I've just never worked in a place like that before, where everybody was like vibrationally in the same place, high. If something was going on, like if I came in the door and something was wrong, somebody was on me. If I came in the door and I ain't having on enough color, somebody was like, hey, what's wrong? You ain't wearing enough color today. So,
side for you. Not that you all can tell today, but Ty is good for having 17 different colors. And influencing my mother to wear green lipstick, blue lipstick or something. I don't know.
She's my favorite. She is my favorite. But guys, I didn't expect us to be on this long. But continue to share your favorite memories or how African ancestry has impacted you and your family in the comments. We're going to round out our ending thoughts, and then we're going to go on to our Sundays, ladies. But Gina Page, Rick Kittles, thank you for giving us African ancestry, because all of us have been able to make a connection to Africa in some way. All of us, whether the result was African, non-African, or something else, all of us have been able to discover a line of our identity thanks to African ancestry, and we are eternally grateful. You have given us invaluable information, and thank you so, so much for everything that you do. Simone?
Yeah. I'm going to add to that and say thank you for being the businesswoman and businessman and the influence that you've had on entrepreneurs and encouraging, even those of us on the team to pursue the things that we have an interest in, like, our podcast and all that. And I know you were really, really, really supportive when I was really into that. So, I think it's hard to put into words how valuable mentorship is. And I see you as a mentor, and I appreciate the lessons learned and the attitude necessary to be successful, but at the same time, to be true to yourself while doing that. So, African ancestry, just as a business model and how you approach business, is trailblazing more than I think you I know you don't want to admit that you're famous, but
She is, guys.
I am not famous. I'm only famous to Joseph and Marcus Stone and Avanti and my friends on here. Oh, we got PC Howard in the house. Listen, and I'm so used to being on live and saying hello to everybody. I feel like I got to shout out Horace. Nikki T has been on here. That's okay, D'Adrian. You can be late for the party. We're still here. Avanti, Sean, Candy. I don't recognize you. I'm thankful for you being here. Elizabeth Rhodes, Angel. Angel said, I missed the party. You didn't miss the party. You here. Everybody's welcome. I just want Stephanie, Barry Payton, and Nola. We're not shouting out people individually I'm trying to say hello to everybody, but New Orleans comes through. Like New Orleans is always in the house. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
We definitely New Orleans, Herman and Michael, and I feel like I said hello. I'm just so grateful that the blind guy, his wife in their life has been coming.
Hey, Volt is here too.
Who?
Volt.
Oh, yep. I saw Volt earlier. Volt definitely holds it down for us on IG.
Yes. Yes.
But this is just so here's a closing story. So in 2005, shout out to Mika who's hitting us up on Slack. In 2005, when they did African American Lives and PBS aired that, we went to an event at the PBS headquarters here in DC, and my parents came, and I overheard someone talking to my father and saying, "Oh, you must be so proud of your daughter." And he said she's just doing what she's supposed to do. And so I really believe that. Like I feel like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to do. I don't feel like I'm going above and beyond. This is the norm. This is what we're supposed to do. When we started this business, this is what we decided to take on. And I'm excited for what's coming next for African Ancestry, because as we've grown over the past couple of years, we've been able to access even more talent. And so, we mentioned Abner and Akila. Those are the two newest members of our team that are really helping us to get much farther in the next 3 to 5 years than we were able to get in the past 18 years. And so I feel like we're an 18-year-old startup. That's how I feel. We're not that one-hit wonder. We just hitting our groove now, hitting our stride, and the best is yet to come. So I want to thank you, Simone, for coming on Impromptu. Y'all, I just texted Simone and was like, you want to come on? And thank Ty for always holding it down and always lifting us up as a company, which is important. You have to have that kind of internal cheerleader to remind you of what's important and what the people are saying. And so thank you, Ty, for being that voice, that internal voice, for pushing us out. And you just made me think. So everybody, she's been sweating me about what you gonna do on Clubhouse. What you gonna do on Clubhouse? And my response is, you can figure out what we're gonna do on Clubhouse. But this conversation is probably a good one to have on Clubhouse.
Yes.
Today.
So guys, if you're on Clubhouse, hit me up and tell me what you want Gina to talk about on Clubhouse, because that's the only way she's gonna do it. What would you like? What would you like us to talk about? Sean Lang wants us to talk about haplogroups. That's on my list, Sean. But hit me up. Tell me what you like. Inbox us at African Ancestry on Facebook, and I will collect those things. For everyone who's joining us, thank you for joining us. If you have not taken,
Ty, we have a party favor.
Okay.
Because we have promotion that's going.
I was just about to say it. You go ahead. You take it over.
The rest of the month, so we got another 7 days, one more week. We have 2 promotions going on right now. So anybody who's joining us, who's been on the fence, I saw somebody said that they were going to do it in March. You might want to try and do it on February 28th if you can, because for the next 7 days, we have 2 specials going on. One is if you buy one test kit. When you buy one test kit, you can get a second test kit for 20% off. So
Mhm.
there's a big discount there. Or you can buy one test kit and get a free t-shirt. And the t-shirt was designed, I should pull it up. The t-shirt was designed by Ty Brooks. Shout out to Ty Brooks of the AAOC community, the African Ancestry Family. And here's the t-shirt so everybody can see. You can see my screenshot. I really supposed to see all that. But anyway, this is a t-shirt made of the blood, the culture, the land. And so you can get that t-shirt free when you purchase a test kit this month.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure I said that.
A couple of other things. Do not forget to join Gina on Tuesdays and Thursdays on IG for her IG Live. Thursdays. Just Thursdays on IG Live for a chat with an African ancestry family member. Gina, what time is that?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. And also on Wednesdays, Facebook Live on Wednesdays at 7. Yeah.
Facebook
at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays. And if you are a member of the African Ancestry online community, we do the wrap-up show every Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. It is a time for us to touch base and love on each other and discuss anything that has been going on within the African Ancestry community. Remember, you have to have taken the African Ancestry test to be a part of the African Ancestry community. So if you sign up and don't answer the questions, you will not be permitted. If you sign up and say, I just want to see what y'all talk about, you will not be permitted. But if you sign up and answer all the questions correctly, and we can match those against our database, you will be permitted into the family and dare to take from it all that you shall. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, happy anniversary to African Ancestry. Happy anniversary to all of you who are part of the African Ancestry family, and we will see you guys soon. Before we go, Gina, in the AAOC, we don't ever leave without playing that song. So everybody who is a part of the African Ancestry online community, get your flags ready. If you do not have an African result, get your red flag, your green flag, your black flag, and the dancing lady in the skin color of your choice. Gina, cue up the music. We're going to go out the way that we go out in the AAOC to Riggy Rock. Shout out to Marcus Stone.
Is it playing? It's not playing.
It is.
Nigeria, Yoko Island, Liberia.
Start it again.
Oh, it's in my headset. I can hear it.
Okay, start it again.
I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Yoko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Yoko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya, let it all hang out. DNA brings the car people out. The artistic, so gifted, African ancestry. Yes, they black gold for the people. In the roots, they will find your sequel. Genetic test in the process, peaceful. Reunite, multiply with your equals. Like scientists, research it. Invest in that time, you're worth it. Experience feels so perfect. Get on the right path to your purpose. No other in the industry like this. Find your link to a tribe. Precise kid, the Mende people, Mandinka, Volanta, the house. I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria, Yoko Island, Liberia. I wanna know ya, Cameroon, Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, gotta let me show ya, Nigeria. Yoko Island, Liberia, I wanna know ya. AfricanAncestry.com, the pioneers in genetic tracing for black people. Since 2003, doing what no other industry can do. By tracing your DNA to the present-day African country, ethnic group, or tribe. What better time than now to find out where you came from? Order your kit today.
guys, thank you so much for joining us again. If no one has told you today that they love you, know that Ty and the rest of the African Ancestry staff loves you with our whole heart. Have a great rest of your Sunday. See you guys next week or later on this week. Bye bye.